Hey YouTube, it's Craig here, and I'm back with a new video, and this one is my watch collection for 2021 and what got me to this point. A little bit of a backstory. I've been into watches pretty much my entire life, but I didn't really know anything about mechanical watches until about around 2015. I grew up with a dad who collected heavily collected quirky, fun quartz watches. So Felix the Cat, Popeye, the Three Stooges, Monopoly, Swatch, Seiko. If it was cheap and quartz and probably under 50 bucks, my dad bought it. You know, my dad would always say like, oh, borrow one of my watches or use one of my watches. So in my closet still, I have like this box of all of these fun, goofy quartz watches. MC Escher is one of them. A lot of them just, you know, they're not things that I would ever really wear, so I kind of just kept that over there. One of these days I'll clean them up and try and figure out what to do with a lot of them. But in my collection I have a couple pieces that I just remember so much as a kid, and there's a lot of significance and a lot of sentimental value to them, so I'm keeping those. But throughout my teens and through college, I always had something. So I'll probably try and drop a couple photos down of me wearing, like I had Nixons and stuff like that. So it's like me in college or me working at the Apple store, I always had some sort of wristwatch on. And kind of, it was one of those things I would always wear at the shower. I'd wear it to bed. I would like never take the thing off. And when I finally did, it would be like, oh, this is disgusting. And it's kind of funny. A lot of them were on bracelets, and I really don't wear watches with bracelets now. I like leather straps or rubber straps. That's usually what I tend to wear nowadays. But in 2012, I started working at Disneyland for my second stint at the Haunted Mansion, and I needed a watch. And I decided, ooh, I'm going to get myself a pocket watch, because if you're a butler in the 19th century, you're gonna want to, I don't know, I was always trying to play the part. So I was thinking about getting a cool, like skeletonized pocket watch or something like that. I didn't know anything about them other than, you know, they look mechanical. Whether or not they were, I didn't know the difference between quartz or mechanical or automatic or anything, or hand winding, didn't know. Fast forward to 2015, I bought my first mechanical wristwatch, which was a Victorinox. Couldn't tell you the model number, couldn't tell you anything about it other than it was bought it on Amazon. It was an automatic, and I wore it for about 2 weeks, and then I saw a Steinhardt. It was one of their their like 43 millimeter pilot models, and I go, oh, that's really cool. And I liked the fact that it was Swiss made and hand winding, and I just thought this was gonna be like the perfect watch for me. And I got it, and it was freaking massive. And you know, 43 millimeter watch, the lug to lug was like well over 50. It was like 54 or 55 millimeters. So when you put it on, it was just like this giant chunk on my wrist, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So I sold that, and I used the money from that to get my first like true watch in my collection. So I have here all of the watches that I'm going to be talking about, and I'm going to start from here and work my way over through how I acquired these pieces. So let's get right into it, shall we? All right, so here's my watch collection in the order in which I acquired these pieces. And I'm going to start off with my first one. So after I sold that Steinhardt, I waited a little bit. I actually bought this like really cheap Amazon no-name brand sort of quartz watch just to kind of get by. And I wore that until the strap fell off. And then I go, oh, okay. That's actually how I kind of stumbled upon more of the Urban Gentry's videos and how to change a watch strap. And I started doing some more research and saw that there were a lot of really cool Seikos coming out. And that's where I found this guy. This is the SARG011. This is 40 millimeters. That second hand used to be a bright red and now it's orange, but this has been my daily beater for the last 5 years. And I bought this from Seiko Japan, and it is one of the JDM models. And it's been a total workhorse of a watch. You can see the Fluco strap on here. But I am just a sucker for dark dials and like little pops of color. Granted, a lot of the photos I take of this watch end up being, I get a lot of people saying, oh no, that's the 009, because it's so hard to see the orange. I mean, so hard to see, you know, what's left of the color on the second hand. But this has been a great watch. I still wear it every once in a while. Right now, the Nomos watches are getting most of the wrist time, but it's a great piece, and really happy to have it in my collection. But it's got the sapphire crystal. It's polished on the side. It has a brushed bezel. You can see it's all scratched up. I mean, it's got the signed S on the crown. And it's got that 6R15 movement. You know, it's fairly decorated. Nothing crazy special. I prefer like $360. I think that's how much I paid for this. And I have the box and papers and everything to show you what they look like on my wrist. So there we go. Unsigned buckle, Tang buckle. My first of this collection, because everything before this, I only had one watch, so I would wear. This was my only watch for about 6 months. And that's when I switched over, not switched over, but I got this guy. So this is the Seiko. It's a hand wound, so it's interesting because it's the 6602-8050. That's what the case is, but the dial is from a, sorry, 8040. 8040U. But the back, it's a little, you know, it's an 8050 case with a different dial. But I bought this from eBay. I think I paid like $50 or $60 for it. It keeps a really good time. It's hand wound only. Does not have hacking. So you pull out the crown. And it will keep on ticking. And also, in order to adjust the date, you have to wind back and forth between 9 and midnight. 35 millimeter watch on my wrist, and it works really well. I have 6.6 inch wrists, and this is 35 millimeters, a good size. So I bought this off of Etsy for like $40. It's a Sandoz, which is a company that I think it's still around, but they make really, really, really cheap pieces. Hand wound, you can see part of its original sticker still left over on there. But I think this is from like the 1970s, 60s or 70s. Hand wound, no hacking. This is a time-only watch. And it keeps pretty garbage time, but for a piece that's just, you know, it's a little dress watch. It used to have some lume on those hands, but it doesn't work anymore. But I just thought it looked very much like a young hands. So hey, here's a watch that I can get for $30-40 that has that same sort of aesthetic as a young hands without being a young hands. So I picked this guy up, and I really love the dial, that sunburst sort of. It's almost like a pie pan dial, but it's not. I actually nicknamed this the coffin dial because the markers look like little coffins. There you go. It's small. 33 millimeters. You can see that acrylic crystal. I don't wear this really ever, but I like it. It's cool. It has that cool vintage aesthetic. Next we come up on the Hamilton. This is the Hamilton H70455533, and it comes on a rubber strap. I did a whole unboxing video about this last year, and the only reason I bought this is because after 4 years of wearing this every day in 40 degree weather and 115 degree temperatures at Disneyland, it needed service. It wasn't running. It actually almost stopped running completely, and this had to go in for service, and I needed a watch that I could wear to replace this while it was in for service. So I went on Joma Shop, I purchased this Hamilton, and since this came back from service, I haven't been really wearing the Hamilton. I did wear it for about 4 months or so at Disneyland, and it's got an 80-hour power reserve, so I mean it's a heck of a workhorse of a watch. You can manually wind it. It's got hacking, and it has a quick set date. And 38 millimeters. It's a good size watch, and the lug to lug on it is about 47 millimeters, so it does wear quite large. But it is a field watch, and I think this is really great for Disneyland since we run on military time there. So yeah, it's a nice little piece. But what's fun is I am actually giving this watch away at the end of this video. I praised in the last video my friend Gabe, who helped me out so much with my last purchase. Really, over the last 2 weeks of talking to him, I've decided that I want to give him this Hamilton. So I'm not wearing it as much as I would like to, only because I now have other pieces that I am wearing more. So I'd rather than selling it, I'd rather give it to a good home. Yeah, this will be a nice thing for him. And there you have the Hamilton. It really does fit my wrist really, really well. That's a good watch. Slightly domed sapphire crystal. But I've moved on. I've got some great watches in this collection, and I think it's gonna be perfect for him. So next we have some quartz pieces, and these actually belong to my dad. So this is Popeye the Sailor Man. This is a 35 millimeter watch, and it is from Fossil. It was an edition like 1994. You can see it's all scratched up on the back, but this was a watch my dad wore all the time. I'm gonna pop a photo in there of my dad around like 2000 wearing it. But it's quartz, and it's as accurate as it gets, so can't get more accurate than a cheap quartz piece. But yeah, I have a battery in it right now, and yeah, this was one of my dad's favorites. So I completely forgot about Popeye. So this is the next day. This is what the 35 millimeter Popeye looks like on my wrist. So this one, Maurice Lacroix. This is actually the nicest watch my dad ever owned. It is quartz as well. It's a Flyback chronograph, and my dad won it from American Airlines magazine, like the early 2000s. They had a promotional giveaway sort of thing, like it was a sweepstakes, and he won. My mom really pressured him into doing it. He was like, it's fine, I'm never gonna win it, it's not a big deal. But he loved it, and so my mom really like pressured him. He's like, fine, like the worst that's gonna happen is you're not gonna win, so you might as well just go for it. And he won it. So this was worn by him for, about 15 years, like that. He wore it at my sister's wedding. It was always the watch I remember him wearing and using. But it is a Flyback chronograph, so we can start the chronograph here. We can push in this pusher and it starts this the next time. You can stop it. And then this pusher will reset it. There we go. So now you can see it, you can jump the hours. But yeah, there's no quick set for the date. Oh. There's that. And yeah, it's a 38mm sapphire crystal, and it was a big deal for back then. But yeah, this is the Maurice Lacroix, and I have not taken out any links out of this, and you will see that this watch fits perfectly on my wrist. My dad and I had the same size wrists, same size hands. So these are the two that I really wanted to showcase from my dad's collection. Miss you, Dad. Thanks for getting me into watches. If you haven't seen my video, I recommend checking it out. It's me shaking as I'm holding this. But this was my Grail watch for the last 6 years, obsessing over the Nomos brand and never thinking I was ever going to be able to afford it. And even though 2020 wasn't the best year for everyone, you know, I lost my dad, work shut down for a lot of people, I lost a lot of friends. It was a fine year in saving money and making money from eBay sales and things like that. And I've been flipping things on eBay for years. And so I was able to acquire my Grail watch. So this is the Metro. It's got the swing system in it, which is their in-house escapement. It's a 37mm watch designed by Mark Braun. And it's just so cool. What a freaking rad watch. It is hand wound, and this is the power reserve indicator. So if I spin the crown here, if you watch my old video, you see how I'm like, it's buttery smooth, and I was just so afraid to like destroy it. But now after wearing it for a few months, I'm like, whatever, it's fine. But I have it on this shell cordovan strap, and it's actually kind of funny. If you look at it, it's two different colors. There's like a dark green and this light green. It's like a mishmash of a extra small strap and the medium strap it came on, but it's been working really well. So that's the Metro. There's the Metro. Been wearing this one a lot to work. Super, super rad. And it's my absolute favorite Nomos ever designed. Speaking of Nomos, the Club Campus. So this is their pretty much entry-level model, and this was a model that's designed for, well, it's marketed towards graduates who just finished college, and it's like their first, you know, professional watch. I bought it because I wanted a more beater watch for Disneyland, if that makes any sense. I wanted to be able to wear a Nomos every day, and yes, I do totally love my my Seiko and stuff. You can see how similar these things look, but I am such a Nomos fanboy that I wanted a Nomos to wear every day. So I have been wearing this almost every day to work so far, And it's, you know, it's very understated. It's not like people go, oh, like, oh, wow, really like your watch. You'll rarely ever get anyone saying anything about your watches unless they're in the know or anything like that. And with me, especially at Disneyland, you know, if I started talking about like, oh yeah, check out my sweet watch, they'd be like, oh, rad. You know, how much was that? $50? Uh-huh, sure. This is the 736, not the 738. I didn't really worry too much about getting a open case back because the alpha movement that's inside of here looks very, very, very similar to the DOW 4401 that's in the Metro. Like, if you didn't know what you were looking at, you would say it looks identical. So I didn't worry so much about not being able to see it. And besides, this is going to be the watch that I want to not bash around or anything like that, but you know, you could go swimming with it. You could, like, I could go, you know, wear this on a rainy day and not worry so much about it. And there you have it. Slightly domed sapphire crystal. I love that those lugs sort of follow the curvature of your wrist. And I have it on this shell cordovan strap versus the velour strap. The other strap is nice, but it picks up a lot of dust. So when you take it off, there's like marks on the actual strap from where the dust was collecting in it. So this has been my pretty much my go-to almost everyday watch. Now we get into the newest of the new. Literally got here yesterday, just made that video yesterday. The Nomos Tangente Neomatik 41 update Ruthenium. It is a beast of a watch at 40.5 millimeters. You can see how much larger it looks than the Seiko, which is also 40 millimeters. This looks so much smaller compared to this just because this thing is all dial. So you kind of see with the Seiko, it's much blacker, whereas this has that gray, and then just depending on how the light hits it, it turns black. And of course, the star of the show is that movement. The Metro was the first one to be made with the swing system. This is the first Neomatik model to have a date. So they have done automatic watches before, but this is the first Neomatik, the first new automatic to have a date function. And not only that, the fact that you can move the date in either direction, that's crazy. Feels so good too. There aren't a lot of brands out there that make a bidirectional date in an automatic for this sort of price point in a movement, especially a movement this thin at only like 3.5 millimeters. The whole watch itself is only 7.7 millimeters thin. So this thing is rad. And this is what it looks like on my wrist. Again, it looks huge on camera, but it actually fits really nicely in reality. All right, guys, there you have it. There's my watch collection for 2021. Granted, I'm going to be losing this one tomorrow, of which you'll see right now. Me giving Gabe this watch along with the box and a bunch of other things. Hey you guys, Craig here, and it's a beautiful sunny day here in Southern California. It is Monday, the 26th of April, and I'm on my way to go pick up Gabe. We're gonna go either Starbucks, maybe we'll get some boba, possibly get some boba, and I'm gonna give him his watch. So stay tuned, here we go. We just got some gas, now I'm gonna get a car wash, and then it's off to Anaheim. Hey!
What's going on?
So, welcome, man.
Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah! All right, get on into it. Because there's more than just the watch.
Oh, what's this? Hodinky?
So, it's a Hodinky little leather, like, travel case.
That's cool. Thank you.
Sorry, there's no, like, Hodinky watch in it. But there's a little...
That's okay.
Yeah.
They can get a little pricey.
But I bought it and I was like, I'm not going anywhere. So...
Well, I'm going to Vegas this weekend, so this is perfect. Thank you.
Well, there you go, yeah.
Oh, did you do this?
Sure did.
That's sick. That's me.
That's you. This is a thank you to you for helping me with the crazy shipping nonsense that was my life.
I was really just doing my job, though. Like, I'm sorry that there was a delay with your order. Whoa. Gabe, thank you so much for all of the help with making sure my watch got to me safely. Hope you get a call back soon from Disney, but in the meantime, enjoy your new-ish Hamilton. I'm happy to have made a new watch friend. Cheers, Craig. Thank you, Craig.
You're welcome,
you guys, Craig is the absolute best. I literally just met this guy, and he's giving me a watch, and he's doing all these things. Like, I've never met somebody like nicer than Craig.
Yep.
Real genuine guy. Subscribe to him or else.
Subscribe to my channel that I am not gonna have time for.
By the way, Craig's channel is great. Love his reviews, but he's just the bomb. So if you guys don't subscribe, you're really, really missing out.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Oh no, I keep everything. I don't.
In the wooden box. Oh my gosh, and there it is. I actually used to own a Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical, and I sold it because I regret not getting this. I just never got this. So thank you, Craig, so much.
Dude, you're welcome.
This gift. This is so expensive. I can't believe you're giving this to me.
This is what I do. This is what I do.
I know, Craig's the best. Craig is the absolute best. Thank you. And by the way, the rubber strap is sick.
Dude, I hope it works for you. You can try it on. And then you can see at the bottom, like where the paperwork is. It was recently serviced, so it's but there's the original strap, and the original strap is terrible. But
oh, I see.
It's unused. It still has the little plastic on the buckle.
Uh-huh.
The little sticker on the buckle. It's not a good strap, but it's there. You have it all complete and together.
It's a nice looking strap though. But
yeah,
for sure. I'm gonna wear it now because I love it so much.
Try it on.
Oh, it's a great fit and so comfortable.
Heck yeah.
Thank you. I will wear this to Vegas too.
Yes.
Craig, thank you so much. This fits really well. I love it. It's a watch I've been wanting for a while actually, but I just like never got around to getting it.
And it's already got little it's already got character to it because it's, you know, I wore it to Disney. It was something I wore to Disney for a little bit.
Yes.
And now you don't have to be like to baby this watch and
exactly
take, you know, it's cool, man.
Thank you. I love it.
Congrats on your new watch, Gabe.
Thank you, Craig. You're the best. You're not only just a great guy, but I'm happy to be your friend now. So thank you so much.
Heck yeah. Now we're going to go get Boba.
Boba.
I also brought along my Nomos watches so that Gabe could try them on and see how they looked, because, I mean, I never saw one before, and I actually bought one, and he's actually really interested in getting the club campus, so I brought it so he could check it out, and why not try on the other ones too. So that's always fun. Hey guys, I just got done hanging out with Gabe, and what a nice guy. He's so deserving of that watch, and I'm happy I got to give it to him. And yeah, thanks for checking it out. Thanks for coming along for the ride. And that's the video. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you like this sort of content, give the video a like. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my videos. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's @RockStudio for my watch account. And then my regular account is @Roccanova. And thanks so much, you guys. I had a blast making this video. We'll see you in the next one. Peace. Hey YouTube, it's Craig here, and I'm back with the video that I said I was gonna do, and that is my watch collection for 2021. Now, a little backstory about me and watches. Oh, hi. Okay, now? Okay. Whoa, that fell over. Fun fact. The day I got this one, it was flawless. It was perfect. And I wore it to the Haunted Mansion, and after an 8-hour shift, I smacked my arm into the wall or something, and this thing was totally shattered. So this is the second crystal that I have on this. But oops, that was the last time I ever wore this to Disneyland. Disneyland's a rough place. You can't wear delicate watches like that to a place like that. Which is their the first movement to have their